Hello, this is the intro of the video. I'm going to be doing a draw this in your style. In the background it's LotusBubble on Instagram. Check her out, she's really good. I actually don't know if it's a girl. Oops. Anyway, this is the intro. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about yet. I'm just trying to figure it out, but I hope you enjoy the draw this in your style. I did this a while ago and I had fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it. It's a bit of a simpler style and yeah, I hope you enjoy. I asked on Instagram what you guys wanted to see me talk about because I'm seriously running out of ideas to talk about. I've only done like 4 videos and I'm already running out of ideas. I had a couple of things like, oh, I could talk about this, but then I thought of the amount of effort it would take to edit a video like that, because then I'd have to put in screenshots, and oh, I could be a commentary channel, but then I'd have to actually immerse myself in disgusting YouTuber drama when that's just such a pointless thing. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to talk about stuff like that because it's boring and there's so many people doing it and it's boring. So I'm going to talk about myself instead because I'm great. So the first question that was asked was what made me start doing art, and that's kind of a hard thing to talk about or like think about because it wasn't a specific thing. It wasn't like I woke up on my 5th birthday and I was like, I'm going to be an artist or I want to make art. Like in my head, art is just something I've always done, always. It wasn't an active decision to start doing it. I remember in primary school, I would enter art competitions, never win. I was so bad at it. I wasn't a good, when I was younger, I don't think I was really known for being a good artist or an arty student. Even maybe in secondary school, I don't know if I was considered like that, but definitely it's just something I've always done, and it was when I started it was more to pass time. I had nothing else to do, it was just passing time. But then as time got on, I kind of wanted to start getting better at it. For now, for example with this portrait, I kind of wanted to do it in an hour and a half or so. I wanted to be able to make it just as good while spending less time on it and just getting better at specific things. Maybe I'll try to get better at lighting, etc, etc. So the reason I made art kind of changed, because now my reason to make art is to get better and just to make my skills better. But what made me start doing it, I don't know. I just kind of always wanted to do it. I was just always creative. Someone asked my favourite and least favourite thing about art, and honestly my favourite thing is probably the community in art. There is such a nice group of people that I've met. I've met so many people through art, and the community is just so welcoming. Or overall, I guess there is smaller communities that might be a little bit Mad Max, but for the most part the art community is such a welcoming place to be, and it's such a you can make so many friends and meet so many great people by doing art and by joining, say, social media. You can meet people on Instagram, Twitter, even just commenting on each other's stuff. You're making friends by doing that. Or if you go to an art fair and you're talking to the people that want to buy your stuff, or you're just meeting people in general, not even other artists. Or when you go to an art fair and you are meeting other artists, it's also a great conversation topic. People always ask you about it. So yeah, I think that's my favorite thing about art. In terms of my least favorite thing, I don't really know. It's a very competitive thing to do. People will always have an opinion on your art, and people are normally not shy about saying it, especially if your art specifically makes a statement. So if your art is particularly feminist, or it's about body positivity, or it's about LGBT things, your art is going to be judged, and it's not always going to be criticism. It's just going to be hate. There is a difference, and that's kind of my least favorite thing, is that there's a lot of people that just see it at face value, and you kind of have to have a thicker skin with that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's my least favorite thing. Someone asked me the reason that I chose to pursue art, and this is an interesting one to talk about. I didn't always want to do art. I only wanted to do art a couple of years ago. My whole life I wanted to be a vet. I wanted to be a veterinary nurse, and that was up until I was 18 years old. I'm 21 now, so I very recently chose to pursue art. I always knew I wanted to do art as a hobby. Like, I always made art, and then I decided that I could I'd get more value out of teaching art than I would out of being a veterinary nurse. I decided I didn't like biology. Like, it's not that I didn't like it, I did enjoy it, but I just wasn't good at it. And I decided that I'd get more value out of teaching, because art is something I'm incredibly passionate about, and I think art teachers should be passionate about what they do. I think art teachers should encourage the people they teach to make and do whatever they want with their art, because that's what art is. You should be able to do and make whatever the fuck you want. So I chose to do art when I decided that I could teach better than my own teacher, essentially. And because of that, I didn't have a portfolio to go to college with. So I had to go and take a gap year from school so that I could make a portfolio. And I really thought, like, in that gap year, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I did this. Like, I'm really glad that I chose to pursue art, because it's something I'm good at. Or I would consider it's one of my stronger things. I don't want to say I'm good at it, because I can always get better, but it's definitely one of the things that I'm good, like, best at, and I'm very proud of where my art has gone. Because I think I've improved a lot in the last couple of years since I've decided to focus on it, and it's made me a lot happier. Just doing art and actually accepting that that's what I want to do. The last thing I was asked to talk about is video games, and I guess that's just because I play them a lot, but I play a lot of Overwatch. I also draw a lot while I play games, so Overwatch queue times can take like 10 minutes, if not more, if you're doing competitive, but I draw while I'm queued up, and it's really useful, especially with screen recording, that I can draw and make a video out of it and play games. Most of the time I'm playing with my boyfriend, but we do a lot of groups and stuff like that, so it is a social activity too. I also play Minecraft, obviously. I don't know anyone who doesn't. And I don't play that often. I do that thing where, like, you play it for like 2 or 3 months straight and you play nothing else, and then you like get burnt out of it, and then you don't go back to it for another like 6 months. So I'm in the 6 months phase right now. Any other video games? My favorite video game is Hollow Knight. I've played it twice. I bought it on Switch and I played it again on PlayStation. I nearly bought the collector's edition when it came out on Switch, but I ended up not doing it. But I cannot wait for Silksong to come out. I cannot wait. I am getting the collector's edition of that, and I am going to play it to shit. I also want to add Slime Rancher to this list, because it is one of my favourite games ever, and I played it to death a couple of years ago at a really difficult point in my life. Slime Rancher 2 was announced at E3, and it's literally making me want to get a Xbox instead of a PlayStation, so add it to the list. Congratulations on making it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope I enjoyed editing. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, which will be listed at the end of the video, which is now. Bye!